What is up, everybody? Welcome back to racingdudes.com YouTube channel, and welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. All right, guys, I told you right before we got on the air, we're going to start with a little bit of a special segment. As you guys know, we do run down the biggest games and races of the day with our best bets, but something happened yesterday that was so entertaining to me that I thought we had to start with it. I'm going to start with a segment called Betting Bad Teams. So, Magic, I think you caught a little bit of it on the draft last night. I'm not sure if you did or not, Papa Dude, but my favorite show on sports betting is Sharp Money. It's on VSiN Sports Network from 2 to 5 Central Time with my boy Patrick, Dustin, and Amal. They had a great segment, and this is not me ripping on them because I loved the segment. It was so entertaining. They were all on the Pistons last night in the NBA. They loved it. And their theory was, and listen, I'm not mouthing them because I thought they made a great case for it. The Jazz rested like half the team. Like none of the team that could, none of the Jazz players that could actually score played last night. And so their theory was, look, it's a great spot. The Jazz clearly have kind of phoned it in. The Pistons are looking at their schedule and going, we've got to play really well. This is a game we can actually win tonight. The price was like, I think the Pistons may have been like a 1-point favorite, but it was right there where you didn't have to lay anything. And they just were all about it. So I'm texting and I'm like, dude, you can't bet the Pistons. Like they're 2-25. You can't bet them. And so anyway, it spurred a whole thing. But I wanted to get in it from you guys' perspective. And again, I'm not trying to make fun of them or anything. They had their reasons. That's what gambling's about. You get your reasons and then you try to expose a line that you think is wrong. But Magic, I'll start with you. Betting bad teams or bad horses. Kind of what's your theory on this?
Well, so I actually do have a story I can relate to. If you watched me during the MLB season, I like to play the Oakland A's first five when a specific pitcher, JP Sears, was starting. Because that was it. The Oakland A's, almost historically bad. No offense, no bullpen. But they had like one diamond in the rough on that team in the pitcher, JP Sears, who you could make money on. But you had to bank on him getting in and getting out and the rest of the team screwing things up. But to your point, Aaron, like you find that, like I like to play bad teams and find an angle where you can still be profitable on them because the overall public will understandably go, the Pistons have lost 24 straight. They're dog shit. They're absolutely dog shit. So why would I bet them? Maybe you can try and find something in there. Like, for example, if you wanted to try and bet that, you know, the fans would start chanting, sell the team in the middle of like to where you could hear it on live television and they're all wearing paper bags. You could have bet on that happening in the game, and that's how you can make money betting bad teams.
All right, Papa Dude, kind of what's your theory when you see a game maybe you like, but the team you're on is like terrible?
It's really ironic. I did notice that game and I did think about it for just a minute, but my theory was this: they got to win a game sooner or later.
Yeah.
You know, even as bad as they are, you have to think they're going to have to win one sooner or later. But then I got to thinking, and I didn't research it at all because I'm not going to bet them. But I thought, well, this is Utah's big chance to win a game also. And I didn't know they rested half the team, you know. But Detroit is so bad. I just don't think you can risk a bet on them. And the value wasn't there, right?
Yeah, they weren't underdogs. Yeah, they were slight
like
favorites.
8-point underdogs, okay, but
right.
I can't believe they threw money on a team that was favored that had won 2 games. That's just ridiculous. You know, I see where they're coming from. I do, and I do think that they figured, well, heck, they're going to win a game sooner or later. This is their best chance.
Yeah,
but not if you're favored. No way.
Yeah. No, I that's kind of what I had told him as well. I was texting him. We were giving each other shit during the show, which is always fun. And like I said, there's no beef, or not beef's not the right word, but no shame for those guys. Listen, they made a great case. They tried to bet it. I'm not mouthing them, but I did kind of tell them, man, I don't know that you want to be doing this. And look, my theory on it is there's so many options, right? There are just so many options every day.
Find a better game.
It's kind of like buying a stock. Even if you think, man, I don't know, maybe this company will make a slight jump tonight and maybe I can buy the stock and then, but by the time it closes, I'll make a few bucks. But you look at that company you may be buying into and it's like, well, you know, the CEO's in jail and they've lost money for 3 straight months. Maybe I just should shy away from this one tonight. So that was kind of my deal. I text him and he's like, "Are you on the Jazz?" I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just not on anybody because I don't want to bet a bad team here when I've got other games to kind of look at." And look, to be clear, I bet the Vegas Golden Knights last night, a great team, and they lost just like the Pistons lost. So you can lose money on anybody, but that was just kind of my theory on that as well. Hey, one game we're not going to cover, but we'll get Andy's question real quick for Papa Dude. He says, can Mizzou cover against the Illini tonight, the bragging rights game here in college basketball? You got any thoughts quickly on this one, Papa Dude?
I do, and I did look at this tonight. Andy's one of my best buddies, and we're going to have lunch today, so can't wait for that. Anyway, it was funny. Andy and I were watching. We went over to Andy's house, whatever night it was. The night they were playing Seton Hall. And
the night I lost money on them.
That's right. And we're watching the end of that game.
Appreciate it.
I'm a huge Missouri fan, and I was so pissed at Missouri that night.
Me too.
Can't get on the bandwagon after that one, Andy, but I think that line was like 7.5, 6.5, something like that. And this is a big game. And Missouri usually plays pretty good in that game. That's played at in St. Louis. A huge rivalry between them. And I think you could throw some money on Missouri. I would not be surprised if they don't beat that spread tonight.
My thoughts on the game is piss on Missouri after that. I was they played so damn bad in that game.
I was so mad at them too.
And get this. The one college basketball game that was up on because they played on Sunday during all the NFL games. The one college basketball game they had up in the sports book was that stupid game. Yeah. So I had to sit there and watch them the whole time instead of just checking on my phone randomly. So yeah, I'm going to go whatever the Illini are given tonight. I'll take it. So give me the.
That's the way I am too. You know, they beat me in a bet. I don't bet them for a while. It just pisses me off.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, let's get into the games here. We're going to run them down. We're going to start with another fabulous college football game tonight. By the way, what a game last night. Syracuse showed up with a huge effort to get beat 45-0 to South Florida. All right, tonight, Papa Dude, we got Georgia Tech and Central Florida. Central Florida, 4.5-point favorite. Total sitting there, 66.5. Papa Dude, who you got?
Okay, I'm adding a new segment. Betting bad games.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And to the credit of the Sharp Money boys, they were all over South Florida last night. So credit to them on that one. Yeah.
This is a bad game. I don't know. I think Central Florida is better than their 6-6 record, but you know what? They're 6-6 for a reason. That's because they can't win. So 4.5 is too many. Give me Georgia Tech plus 4.5 tonight. I don't think I think Georgia Tech's one of those teams that played decent down the stretch. Might mean more to them. I don't know if they win, but 4.5 is too much for me. Give me Georgia Tech plus 4.5 tonight.
All right, Cowboy, who you got in this one?
I like the over. Give me the over. Two strong offenses, rushing emphasis, two defenses that are super shitty against the run, even when they know, hey, they're running the ball at us. It's like, hey, we're drafting Colts for the Kentucky Derby Trail, and you drafted Philly. Go ahead and take the over on this one. I think it's going to be an offensive explosion here. Should be a fun game if you like scoring.
Well, I love to score. I don't know about you, Magic. So I haven't done it in a while, though.
I haven't since the mustache showed up. It's been I'm feeling like the Detroit Red Wings over here, a little bit of a scoring drought.
Well, go down to the porn studios, and you're going to be all right there.
If that happens, having the mustache is not going to be the worst thing about what I have on me at that point. We'll just say that.
It's very interesting when Magic gets quiet for just a second.
Yeah,
he was trying to think of something there.
Yeah,
you caught me off guard.
Well,
I was also trying to remember I'm on the show I shouldn't be super blue on. I
was really afraid after what I watched out of you last night. You were coming back with a good one on me.
It's only 9 a.m. I'm still waking up over here.
Yeah. We're lucky. We're lucky for that. All right. I'm going to go Central Florida in this game here. I think they got the better players, but I will wait until I see if those better players are actually going to play in the game. That'll be the key. I'm going to live bet Central Florida. That's my plan going into it, is put a live bet on Central Florida. We'll see how that shakes out. All right, two games that are good tonight in the NHL. The Oilers and the Rangers. Boy, the Oilers went in and stomped the Devils last night in New Jersey. Now they go to New York to play the Rangers, who are red hot. They're playing great. Papa Dude, Rangers are minus 145 tonight. Who you got?
Yeah, I missed the Oilers last night. They've been struggling, then went in there and went, by the way, hockey's just impossible right now. It is
Not right now.
so unpredictable. Uh, Different animal tonight. The Rangers are a lot better than the Devils. The Rangers are rested. I would pay, minus 145. You still can make a little bit of money on this. So I like the Rangers tonight. I don't think the Oilers can win 2 in a row.
All right, Magic.
Yeah, I'm with Papa Dude on this one. I like the puck line for the Rangers at minus 1.5. It's close to 2-1 right now. It's about 180, 190 right now. The slight pause I have is that Shesterkin started the last 2 games. It's very likely Jonathan Quick is going to be in net. Shesterkin is clearly the better of the 2 goalies. Jonathan Quick, his last to start was against the Anaheim Ducks. He had, they won 5-1. He had a 967 save percentage. So as long as the good Jonathan Quick that only gets used sparingly keeps showing up, I think the puck line on the Rangers here, I think they dominate them. They can easily win by at least 2 goals here.
Yeah, I like the Rangers tonight as well. They'll be able to stop the Oilers a little bit better, I think. Sylvain says over all the way here. The total sitting at 6.5, like most NHL games. They're at 6.5. So
yeah,
we'll see if that comes in. I don't hate that one as well. Yeah, this Rangers team, pretty impressive. I watched every minute of that Ducks game because John White had a big bet on the Rangers that night, and they just dominated that game. But the Oilers are much, much tougher, so we'll see what happens tonight. All right, I'm going to go Rangers, by the way, if I didn't say that already. Sorry, I'm on some drugs today, cold medicine. So, all right, let's go Bruins and Jets.
Fun,
here.
isn't it?
Son, I'm just going to tell you this one time.
Yes, sir.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Yes, sir.
This is the perfect time for it, Magic. So
Loved it.
we hadn't used it yet. I was going to use it right there. All right, Bruins and Jets are here tonight in Winnipeg. Both teams playing extremely well. Winnipeg very good to open up the season. Bruins are the favorites, though, minus 125. Total sitting there 5.5. Papa Dude, who you got?
I looked at this one a long time. It's hockey, or this would have been my best bet. I like Winnipeg tonight to beat the Bruins. I think Winnipeg's pretty good. Boston's struggling a little bit. If you're noticing, they're playing a lot of overtime games, so they're having trouble finishing people off. I like the Jets. If you want a value game, I think this is it.
Magic?
Boy, speaking of drugs, stay off the drugs if you don't want to have any trouble finishing. Listen, Boston and Winnipeg are coming into this. They have not lost in regulation to the other conference at all. Winnipeg is 8-0-3 against the East. Boston is 9-0-2 against the West. Boston's problem, though, is that they've allowed 30 or more shots in 6 straight games in 9 of their last 11. And now they're at Winnipeg, who completely destroyed the Detroit Red Wings, who are not as good as the Bruins this year, but destroyed the Red Wings a couple of days ago. And they've gotten points in 8 of their last 9 games. I mean, the Jets are just rolling. And I like you, Pop Dude. I also, if you want to do some in-game betting, Boston keeps coughing up those leads. If Boston's got the lead at the start of the third period, Jets third period, baby. Just throw it all in on there because like the fact that the Bruins lost at home to Minnesota 4-3-2, that was inexcusable. Should not have coughed up that loss. So I'm with you. Jets third period if they're losing going into that period.
All right. Listen, I thought yesterday's game of the day was Canucks Stars, and it was a great game. Overtime win for the Stars. I think this is the game of the night tonight. I think we could see another classic one. I'm with Papa Dude. I'm taking the Jets on here in this one. Total sitting there at 5.5. That kind of tells you Vegas thinks we're going to have a tight checking game here. So give me the Jets in a close one tonight. All right, let's go to racing now for a little bit. We're going to go Fairgrounds race 7 on the card today. It's a stakes race. That's why I chose it here. So the Joseph E. Spanky Broussard Memorial Stakes. All right. So field of 7 after the scratch of the 7. Magic, we'll start with you. Who you got in this one?
I almost made this a best bet. I thought about doing it. And not just because I love the stakes. Anytime you're throwing spanking around, you're going to get Magic excited. But I love the number 2, the Alice Look. I don't think she's going to be the second choice. I think she will be the favorite when they break from the gates. But this is a filly who I loved at Fairgrounds during the Oaks circuit last year. She had 2 wins, and the 2 times she lost, she was behind Pretty Mischievous. Pretty Mischievous wins the Kentucky Oaks. This horse was 3rd in the Kentucky Oaks. Leaves the Brad Cox barn because the owners thought that they weren't getting the special treatment they thought they should from a big barn, so they switched around. Chris Davis didn't work out. Comes off of a long layoff now with Brendan Walsh, and Walsh doesn't always have horses ready to just shoot out there, shoot out of the gate first time after 6 months away. And she ended up winning. And you could tell she was kind of getting the rust off in the stretch in that allowance race at Churchill. But a lot of good horses she faced in there. If you look, it was a lot of the Oaks horses at Fairgrounds last year. It was, you had Punch Bowl was in there. Corningstone, I know, was at one point trying to get along. There were a lot of horses that she beat that were very good in there and off of a 6-month break. If she takes any step forward from that, I don't see how she loses this spot. She had a perfect, pocket trip, saving ground in that first race at Churchill. She's going to get a perfect pocket trip, stalking behind the 5 and the 8 in this spot here. Maybe you don't like her because Flo is on instead of Tyler Gaffleone, but I really think the Alice Look is going to win this one.
All right, the Alice Look for Magic. Papa Dude, who you got?
Well, I think you're going to pick that horse too, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I like that
I
horse.
guess we'll make it a clean sweep. we don't do very well whenever we all like the same horse, but I don't really have anything to add. I kind of like the 1 a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Corningstone, I think. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that horse. Very consistent. Those are my kind, but doesn't win a whole bunch. So that would be my second pick. I don't like the favorite Hidden Connection at all. So give me the 2 as well.
All right, we're going clean sleep here of the 2. I'm with you, Papa Dude. I really didn't want to play the 5 on top, so I looked for the 2 here in this one as well. And you're right, like Corningstone, definitely a decent horse. But look, the Alice Look off of a layoff was able to beat her last time out, so I think she'll do it again today. So our clean sweep on the Alice Look, I should say. All right, I'll do my best bet first today, guys, because it's at Fairgrounds, so I'll stick right here at Fairgrounds. All right, I'm going to go Fairgrounds race 3. The number 2 Almost Dialed Out. So this horse is by dialed in out of a Tappet mare. So that's why you get that name. Look, last time out at this level, over a sloppy track, almost got the job done. First time dropping to this level, thought ran very well. Faces an easier field today, in my opinion. Solid connections here at Fairgrounds. I just think this horse kind of gets that same trip the Alice Look is going to get. I project in that stakes. We project, I should say, in that stakes. Sit on the rail, pop out at the top of the stretch, get it done. So I'm going to go number 2, Almost Dialed Out. Second time running at the level, I think will be good for this one. So give me the 2 in race 3. All right, let's go to Spanky Magic here. Who you got for your best bet?
Yeah, go to Tampa here. Race 4. I actually thought you would go to Tampa because that's where your power play is. But we can, if you want, we can talk about the race. We don't have to. Race 4 for me at Tampa Bay Downs, and this is something that I love to do. If you track my picks, I like to find horses that are lone speed at these shitty tracks, or these. I shouldn't say shitty for Tampa Bay Downs, but like a B circuit for sure. Yeah. And you have a horse in Tashima, the 6 here, coming in for Saffie Joseph Jr. has been running at Gulfstream Park, at Keeneland, Turfway Park, Churchill, much stronger circuits. Now comes in the 10K level, lowest a horse has ever been at. She is an 0 for 10 maiden. That is a little concerning, but she's got 3 seconds, 2/3. So what Papa Dude was saying, she is consistent. Her best efforts have been on synthetic. Her dirt efforts have been a little miffed, but if you look back on the synthetic at Gulfstream, the last time that she tried going 2 turns, she almost went gate to wire, lost by a neck, and there were much better horses there than what she's facing here. She clearly should be the lone speed. I looked at this group and I'm like, I don't even know who's going to be coming. Like when they all stumble bunny off the far turn, who's even going to be gaining ground? I'm not making this as a joke. I legit think a 6-9 exacta straight here could work because the 9 is the only horse in this field that has ever shown that she likes to pass horses and grind late. So 6-9 exacta, but I do think the 6 for Saffie Joseph Jr. And my favorite rider at Tampa Bay Downs, Sammy Camacho in the irons.
I think it's a good pick, Magic. I'm with you on that one as well. I looked at that horse, making it a best bet today as well. You mentioned my power play of the day up on the website is Tampa Bay Race 7, the number 5, Diamond Hands. Maybe I outsmarted myself a little bit, or the opposite, was dumb and not put this as the best bet today, but I don't know. I debated it more, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like that fairground race a little bit more. But, yeah, Diamond Hands, the 5 and the 7th today at Tampa, going to be tough, I think, moving to the Christophe Clement barn and, most importantly, facing a lot weaker company. So, yeah, keep an eye on that one as well. All right, Papa Dude, we're going to end with you. Look, you've got one today. I like it, but it is uncharacteristic. You don't usually lay these kind of numbers. So tell us why you like the Jayhawks tonight.
Well, look at the team. I win with the Jayhawks.
You do?
And they're playing Yale.
I know. Yeah.
Now, I follow this very closely because I pick these games every freaking night. Yale's not bad. They are not bad. The first game of the season, they played Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Got to start saying that right. Gonzaga close.
Yep.
And I think everybody thinks they're really good. Gonzaga's not as good as they have been. Okay.
Yep.
The only thing I'm worried about, this is the last game before Christmas. Sometimes teams have already checked out, because they're going to get a couple of days off and actually get to go home. I think they will.
Yeah.
These college basketball teams, listen, it's tough being a college basketball player. You get no time off at all.
No.
It's pathetic what they do to these kids. It really is.
Yeah.
But anyway, 15, come on. Kansas is going to beat Yale by more than that if they're ready to play, I think. So the only thing is, are they ready? That'll be the only deal. I think they will be. Last game before Christmas, place will probably be packed like it always is. So I like KU today at -15. One of my favorite teams because of the nickname is one you might look at tonight, the Albany Great Danes.
Yep.
What a mascot. The Great Danes go to South Florida to take on the Bulls tonight. The Bulls aren't that good. Albany's pretty good. They're 12.5-point underdogs. That's one you might take a look. An obscure game you might look at.
Yeah, I like Albany a little bit as well. They're a pretty decent team for sure. Magic, you look like you have something to say.
He said South Florida is not any good. We talked about them yesterday. They beat Syracuse 45-0 because you don't fear colors.
That was football. Magic.
That was football.
I'm aware. I know.
I know.
But you triggered that, and I was like,
know.
oh yeah, I want to see how South Florida did. And they beat the shit out of a color team. I shouldn't say that. A team that's mascot is a color.
That's right. But a Great Dane is a dog.
Yeah.
It's a big dog.
A dog versus a bull.
Yeah, but this dog is as big as a bull.
That's right. So who wins?
And
Magic?
a lot faster. You just gotta be agile and duck out with those horns.
A bull just comes straight at you.
Right.
The dog is going to go for the
one step to the right and let it go by.
No, I think the bull will kill a dog.
Not a Great Dane. The Great Dane's going for the balls on the bull.
All right. Well, okay. Well, speaking of dogs, I looked up Yale. They're 7-5. They did lose to Gonzaga, like you said, played them close-ish by 15. They lost to Weber State. They've lost to Rhode Island. They've lost to Vermont, and they've lost to Fairfield. So, yeah, I mean, you would think Kansas beat them by 15. So,
yeah.
It's just still, you don't usually lay numbers like that.
No,
so I was surprised.
But it's the Jayhawks. Now, had it been 20, might be different. But 15, I kind of like. Another one I like tonight, too, is SMU is -5 against, golly, I can't remember. Slips my mind.
No.
Murray State. And Murray State is bad.
Okay.
That game is on the road, but SMU is pretty good. And I like them at -5 tonight.
All right. There's another bonus play there for Papa Dude, giving away all the plays that you're supposed to charge for, Papa Dude, but oh well.
Shit. I just always forget that.
All right. Get out of here before he gives out some more here. Here's the picks for today. Fairgrounds Race 3, number 2, almost dialed out for me. Tampa Bay Downs, Race 4, number 6, Tashima for Magic. And then Papa Dude going Kansas -15. Papa Dude, you saved us yesterday, I should say. Magic and I did shit. His horse at least ran well. I don't think mine's finished yet, so that was embarrassing. Still, we're down $100 for the week, up $820 for the year. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to round out the week tomorrow. We're not going on Christmas Eve, but we will be back tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.